Alright, first things first, we need to drain our tofu. Let's drain this puppy and let's get started on our tofu scramble. Hey everyone, welcome back to Plant-Based Soulmates. My name is Samantha and my husband Terrence is always the cameraman. So as we were saying in our intro, we are going to be making tofu scramble today. And this is Dr. Mcdougal's recipe. I roughly follow it because I know what we like. I will leave the original recipe below for you if you would like to follow it. We do eat primarily starch solution, high carbohydrate, low fat. So this is Dr. Mcdougal's recipe. So we'll go ahead and get into the ingredients, what we're going to be using to make this tofu scramble. So what we will be using is 5 green onions, salt and pepper, ground turmeric, vegetable broth, firm tofu, soy sauce, green chilies, the secret ingredients, India black Kala Namak mineral salt. This gives it that sulfur taste just like eggs would, and it makes it taste almost identical to actual eggs. So I'll go ahead and link this below because I did order it on Amazon. That way so you guys can check it out. Our favorite is the Spice Lab. We've tried several different, but this is the best that we found so far. So what we will be doing, we'll go ahead and get into the recipe because I know you guys want to be making some scrambled tofu. So stick around and we'll get into the recipe. Alright, first things first, we need to drain our tofu. Alright, the recipe just says to drain the tofu, but I actually like to get some paper towel and actually pat some of this extra liquid off of it. I just feel like that gets rid of some of the moisture because our ingredients, the soy sauce and the chilies and stuff like that, that has water in it as well. So I just like to pat some of the liquid out. Plop it in our bowl. Alright, so we need to finely mash this tofu. So go ahead and just get all of your anger out from the tofu. Your husband made you mad like mine does all the time. Take it out on your tofu. Can't take it out on him? Take it out on your tofu. Can't believe you did that. Take it out on your tofu. Think we are good to go with our mashing. We just want to finely mash it. So let's go ahead and cut our vegetables up. So let's go ahead and let's cut up our green onions. I'm just going to cut the stems off. And fun fact is that you can actually put these in water and they will grow. That's what we do often. We just put this in a mason jar, put it in our windowsill, and we have green onions in just a few days. So you can save those, or you can actually put them in a bag and use them for vegetable stock. And I'm just gonna rough chop these because they're just gonna wilt down like spinach. But just use as many green onions as you like. The recipe called for a half a cup of green onions chopped, which I think this is going to be close to about a cup. But if you've watched any of our videos, you know we are fans of garlic and onions, so we are not scared of a little stench. So we like a lot of onions. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in our skillets. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and measure out our ingredients, and I've found this very vital to mention is that ground turmeric. If you have never had a curry or anything with turmeric in it, then let me warn you, this stuff is potent. So if you put too much, it's going to be really bitter, and you do not want bittered tofu scramble. Let me tell you, I've done it. I've added way more. Oh, it's not as yellow as eggs are. Add a little bit more. No. So the recipe calls for 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric, and that's exactly what I'm going to use because I know from experience that 1/4 teaspoon does not lead to bitter tofu scramble. So let's go ahead and get the 1/4 teaspoon into our little jar. Alright, the India black Kala Namak, India black Kala Namak.
We're just gonna say Namak
because I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's mineral salt. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start with 1 teaspoon, and we're gonna go from there and see if it's exactly the amount that we want, like that eggy flavor. I suggest that you do the same because our ingredients may be too much for you. It might be overpowering. So I'm just gonna start with 1 teaspoon and go from there. I'll add more later if I need to. I'm just gonna go ahead and add pepper. And we're gonna need 1/4 of a cup of vegetable broth. And this is going to be used to water saute our vegetables. And fun fact is, you don't need oil to saute vegetables. You can use veggie broth, or you can even use water. That'll cut back on a lot of the fat that's in the cooking, because a lot of the recipes that call for oil, they're supposed to be healthy for you, but it actually just clogs your arteries. Let's go ahead and put the broth into our pan. Just gonna turn our stove to medium-high heat. And I know I always have to end up adding more vegetable broth to the mix while it's cooking, because the recipe calls for it to cook like 5 minutes. But I like for my tofu scramble to have that crunchiness of like the eggs, you know, like the brown bits on the scrambled eggs. So I like to go ahead and heat it up some more, just let it get a little bit brown and crunchy. So let's go ahead, let's put our green onions in there. Let's mix them around. Like I said, if you don't like green onions, leave them out. But we love green onions. We love anything that smells bad. Garlic, green onions, all that jazz. Kimchi, which we'll be having a recipe in the future. So if you're not already subscribed and you like kimchi, vegan kimchi at that, go ahead and subscribe. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our green onions. And I know you like my green cookware, my mint green right here, Amazon. Nonstick also helps with whenever you are not using oil. So if you have nonstick cookware, then you're good to go. If you are in need of nonstick cookware, I got you. I will link this one below on Amazon if you are a mint green lover like myself. And everything in your kitchen is mint green, and in your home, in your office, then you're good to go. They also have other colors if you're not mint green. All right, so we're just gonna let this cook down for a couple minutes. While we're waiting on this to cook, why don't you guys put in the comments what you guys like in your scrambled tofu? What do you guys normally put in yours? Because we are always in the need for new recipes for scrambled tofu, because we love it so much. But some of the recipes that we use our scrambled tofu for is tostadas. If we want to make our tostadas in the morning for breakfast, then we'll just add our tostadas, little corn tortilla. We'll bake that, which we'll have a recipe on that shortly too. And we'll add our beans to it, tofu scramble, a little bit of guacamole if we're feeling sinful that day, and pico de gallo. We also put the scrambled tofu in breakfast burritos. My husband Terrence, he has to get up early in the mornings and he has to leave for work, so he'll just pop them in the microwave for a few minutes, then jet out the door with his scrambled tofu burrito. And then we've also even made pancakes, and we have actually put our tofu scramble on the side and just ate it like regular scrambled eggs. So this is what our eggs are looking like at the moment. They are cooked down. I've had to add a little bit more liquid. So at this point, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and add our tofu. Woo. All right, you guys ready to see the magic happen? Watch this. You're like, can tofu actually be scrambled eggs? I got you. Watch that turmeric change the eggs. Change the eggs, see? They actually look like eggs. Watch the turmeric change that tofu into scrambled eggs. See, I know at first you're gonna think, oh, that's not enough turmeric, but trust me, it's enough turmeric. You just need to keep stirring, and this turmeric will adjust. It'll keep moving around, and the tofu will look like light scrambled eggs. All right, the green chilies are optional. You don't have to add the green chilies, but we like to add them for a little bit of a kick. We like spiciness, so we're gonna go ahead and add the green chilies. It calls for 1 tablespoon of chilies, but we're gonna do the whole can because we like a lot of chilies. And the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, but I'm just going to put about that much in there. The soy sauce just gives it that umami flavor, like eggs. All right, so we've added a bit of liquid into this. So we're gonna have to cook some of this liquid out if we want it crunchy. So what I do, I just let it sit and I just let it cook for a couple minutes, and then I'll go in and I'll just stir it up. I'll just turn it over. Now you gotta be careful because like I said, we don't have oil. We're not cooking with oil. So even though we do have a nonstick pan, this pan will burn your food. I've tried. Hash browns do burn on nonstick. So you do need to check every couple minutes, make sure that your food isn't sticking to the bottom. So we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like whenever we get close to the browning stage like I like it. Alright, so as you can see, the water has drained out of it. Alright, so I'm going to turn it over a little bit, and this is exactly the brownness that I was talking about. So what I do, I just go ahead and stir it up, and then I let it cook for a couple minutes on each side after I stir it. That way, so each side can get browned. So go ahead and let's brown each side, and we'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so we are back. So if you can see right here, we have a little bit of the crispiness going around. I think I stirred it like 4 times. So this is the way I like it. I don't like whenever I was not vegan, I didn't like my eggs wet. I always like them dry. So this tofu is dry like scrambled eggs would be, like I prefer as a texture. But if you like your eggs or you like your tofu wet, you could leave it at the very beginning with some of the moisture in it and not even do the crispy pieces. So this is our recipe, and if you would like to try it, go ahead and give it a try. And if you do try it and you do add the ingredients, then go ahead and tag us on Instagram at Plant-Based Soulmates. Show us your creation, and because we love to see what you guys create. Alright, that's it. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment below. And ring the bell. Ding ding! So you guys have a great day or evening wherever you guys are, and we will see you in our next video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Namak. We just want to say Namak.